What is up, Cahir Club, and welcome back to the CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope you've all had wonderful, wonderful starts to your weeks. It is Monday, which means Gandalf gets to lick a graham cracker. I always say that. I've noticed I say that often. It's true. It's real. I think about it all the time. But I say it like a lot of the time, you know. It's a common thing for me to say. But hello, Brugger, and hello, Traveler. How goes it? How goes it? I hope you've been well. In Chapter 18X. Then this is level 17 with cat speed, hell yeah. 52 pulls, hell yeah, that's very exciting, that's very exciting indeed. But yeah, today we're back with shiny hunting. I was dwelling on what shinies I wanted to hunt today, and then I looked at my map and saw something funny, so we're locking with Mudbray today. I don't know if anyone cares about Mudbray, maybe not, maybe I'm the only person in the world that cares about Mudbray, you know? Brendan, hello, how goes it? I hope you've been well. Oh, that's the wrong box. We'll be doing this box. I hope you've been doing well, dude. And I hope you managed to participate in the new shiny legend events that have showed up to nab shiny Roshian and Shenpao. Is Shenpao? No, Shenpao isn't mystery gifting yet, is it? Tinglu has started raiding. Is the point I'm making? Oh shit!
Hey guys, how's it going? Oh funny, I bumped into a Mudbray recently.
I think I remember you saying that. But welcome to the stream, Robin. Thank you for resubscribing again. Because again, that happened last stream as well. It lets him do that twice. You have a shiny? Have you a shiny Ghost Paradox? Maybe? I think I might have gotten one from Robin, maybe. Maybe. Can't remember. Can't remember at all. Thursday, Friday, we should get Shenpao. Okay, I see. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for being there to listen. As I said that, I was not, yeah. But yeah, no, basically, I forgot to properly clarify. There's two outbreaks right fucking next to each other. So if I whittle both of these down, then, like, I'm chilling, aren't I? Yeah, Fluttermane, I'm not sure. I might not. Can't remember. Why? Yeah, if I were shiny, would I still love you? Still? That implies I love you to begin with, SFA. Alright, let's kill some Mudbray. I'm sorry, SFA, that would really mean. But I still would love you more if you were a shiny. Alright, we need to make sure that we're getting these guys right? Watching fucking Woshien do that and just slide across the ground. I should have EV trained Woshien first, now that I think about it. Because this Woshien is fundamentally not EV trained. Alright. SFA got friendzoned. Let's not be generous. Alright. More Mudbray. When you beat the FE7 patch, you try FE6, then FE8. That sounds good. FE6 is a lovely game. I've complained about Fire Emblem Echoes already, haven't I? Not in the sense, like, I like Fire Emblem Echoes. If you have, drop a ghost sandwich during the day and go to the bottom of Area 1 for a guaranteed shiny Fluttermane if you're in Scarlet. When have I ever been in Scarlet, Brendan? But yeah, I know the glitch, because if it's during the day, then it'll like only spawn the shinies, right? Because it still spawns the ghost types for a moment for some reason, but then it despawns them. So it Yeah. Here's another one. But a cool one all the same. Love a funky little glitch. I know FE6 is a sequel to FE7. Technically not. The FE7 is the prequel. Does that count? Is that how it works? Is the previous movie a sequel to the prequel? Like, does it work that way round? Because I would assume it doesn't, right? Because, I don't know, but, like, part of a sequel is the implication that, like, the ideas come after. I did that again recently, got another 5 and gave you one. Okay, so I do have one. I just forgot about it. I'm sorry, Rob, I did not mean to forget about your gifts. Where did it go? Where did I put it? Because I don't fucking know. The issue is it does have like a weird little thing next to it, which kind of implies that... Oh wait, no. Hey, here it is! Coleslaw. Yeah, I named that. I named that one. That's one I named. Unless Rob named it. I don't know which one you have, bro. It's obvious. I don't even hate to say it. This is maybe one of the most, like, apparent version exclusive situations. It is a cool thing. It is a cool thing. It's an odd glitch, but it's a cool one. Not really, you have both legends on yours. But you can only ride one of them. You could have both legends on one, but you only ride on one of them. And that's not like even mentioning the fact that you wear entirely like different colours dependent on the game. I'm starting to see how you made the mistake. I'm still very confused as to how you made it. Alright. We're getting there with this group of Mudbray. Then I'm going to go to the other group of Mudbray and also do those. That's my thought. Most of the day in the car, just to drive to a boring museum about eggs. Oh, that's fun. What kind of... Why were the eggs painted? I don't remember it. I don't remember naming it, but no idea, honestly. I think maybe... You pay attention, thought you would have realised by now. Well, I don't pay attention either, is the blunt truth. I'm a hypocrite, that's what I am. No, Woshien, kill that guy! There's literally just eggs with patterns on them, that's it. I don't know, that sounds kind of fun. Who doesn't love a good egg? You know? Sounds fun and enjoyable. Like eggs are in general. Did they have a cafe that only served egg-related meals? That's the big question. I think that's my #1 question, really, is... Did they have a cafe that only served egg-related meals? You've recently gotten into anime. Any recommendations for you? Oh, any recommendations? Okay. So... top of the list. Delicious in Dungeon. Most people tend to call it Dungeon Meshi. If you play D&D, if you like fantasy, one of the best. But right in below that, I'm gonna slot in another very good anime. About I'm surprised Blue Box wasn't first. I thought about Blue Box immediately after. The issue is I think Dungeon Meshi is like... Blue Box is my Scrunkly. Right? Blue Box is my peak. But I understand not everyone's going to think Blue Box is peak, you know? Not every... Wait, okay. Before I kill you, I'm going to set this back to 0. Not everyone's going to want to watch a TV show about high schoolers doing sports and falling in love. If you told me about Blue Box on concept, I would not have been interested. Because I claim to hate shonen. And, and high school anime. High school anime in general, yeah. Seen that on Netflix, as in you've watched Dungeon Meshi, or you've just seen that it is on Netflix? Anyway, yeah. So Dungeon Meshi and Free Run are both very good shows that I'd highly recommend. Blue Box is one of my favourite shows right now. But if you're not into romance, then I could see why you might not be interested in that. Then... guy who swears by hating high school romance on his way to recommend his second high school romance anime. Dress Up Darling. I guess it depends on how into anime you've gotten, because Dress Up Darling, while being maybe, like, my second favourite romance series, is a little less, a little more lewd. It depends on which animes you've watched so far. Other than that, if it's Netflix animes you want, I can recommend more Netflix animes. Watch the first 2 episodes. Well, okay. Did you enjoy the first 2 episodes, I guess is my question. Dungeon Meshi is a painful show to recommend, because sometimes people don't really vibe with it at first. But fundamentally, it's a show that gets, like, increasingly better. I was enjoying it from the beginning, but, I was, like, reading, like, maybe, like, 5-ish chapters a day when I first started reading it. Because I read the manga. I read the manga first. But, like, I got to, like, maybe a third of the way in, and then it fucking hooked me. Doesn't say that anything's going wrong. Yeah, it says my stream is healthy. So it might just be you, Brendan. Can I get any other dubs on if, how's Twitch doing as well? How's everyone doing on the lag front? It's fine, okay. Potentially just a you thing, Brendan. Am I the only one to watch Devilman? I did watch Devilman Crybaby. Maybe I need to rewatch Devilman Crybaby. Because I watched it when I was, like, a teenager. And, I came out the other side of Devilman Crybaby firmly thinking, what the fuck did I just watch? But again, teenager. Like, I don't think I understood it at the time. But maybe I might rewatch it at some point. Because you've raised a good point with Devilman Crybaby. Hello, Mango. How goes it? I hope that your week has been going well. And I hope your sleep has been going well also. I'm hunting Finn's favourite animal today. Fuck, I should have titled this like... I'm changing my title on Twitch.tv. I'm changing my title on Twitch.tv. I think I'm gonna make a pundit. I don't think this makes sense. Pretty sure the Musume, Inuma Musume is like girl. So I'm just saying like poker girl. You know what? But I think everyone will... No, I'm gonna title it like that. Just to save my own ass. Just to save my own ass. Sleep is starting to happen later and later. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, what's... Is later and later like being earlier and earlier into the morning? But yeah, it was a real what the fuck, you're not wrong, but I thought it was interesting. It was interesting. Like, it's one of those shows you look back on when you've got, like, more intelligence in your brain, and you're like, there was probably a lot I didn't understand in that when I watched it. Cahir is a cat girl and cat's a Pokemon. But, like, Finn's always the one talking about philosophy. But low-key, I think SFA is maybe just as much of a philosopher. Okay, why has an error occurred? Do you mind? Why's there been an error? Why am I fighting a Rockruff? I'm gonna have to kill this guy. There we go. Last night I think I went to bed at like 3 AM. Understandable. Alright, that's bad, isn't it? That's not a time you're meant to go to bed, is it? Just remembered. Just remembered, that's not a go to bed time. Here is a Pokemusume. Again, he's a philosopher of a kind. True, Mango, I've also been sleepy problems. I slept a bit better. That's not good on your end. Are you good over there, Woshien? No, don't come back to me. Don't kill the routes, bro. Most philosophers are people who get high and make woke takes, which is valid. I like doing that too. That's going to Finn, I'm going to be honest. That's going right to Finn. I need to make sure Finn sees that one. You want a union circle together? Nah, I'm just... words. Nah, I'm shiny hunting Mudbray today. Welcome to the stream, all the same nobodies. Have you found any shinies any shinies lately? Why are my words not working? That's crazy. You're a Phil of Softher. Hi, Phil of Softher. Okay, I may have beef with Fennekin. With who? I hate that every Hoot Hoot low-key looks shiny. What's up with that? Who did that? Who made all the Hoot Hoots low-key look shiny? Phonetics? Oh, okay. I think I get it now. I think I understand at this point. Maybe. Bonetics? Boner? Yikes. Who indeed. Ah, I get it. What's the joke? Rob's turning into an owl, but he's meant to be a hawk. Does that mean I'm gonna become a hawk too? Almost done. Okay, Cahir, no phonics? Yeah, the birds that die and then reincarnate. And you thought I was a fool. Alright. That's I think all of the Mudbray I need to murdered. Which means... No. Back to 0 there. Basically, the goal and dub is, I think I can just rotate between each one of these. Let a bunch of Mudbray spawn. And then... No, that's a state in California. Ooh, I hate California. I'm talking about the guy who invented brain rot skibbity books and shit. Oh, Mr. Beast! You guys see the clip of him getting mad at Aiden Ross? It was almost like funny, because I've watched that guy on podcasts, and that was still the most human I think I've ever seen him act. Which is crazy stuff. It also ended up reminding me how much of a shit stain some people can be. Not Mr. Beast for once. I guess it makes sense. If you put Mr. Beast and Aiden Ross in a room, I'd come out of that situation relating to Mr. Beast a bit more than Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross was the guy who got Trump on his stream, right? I'm pretty sure that was Aiden Ross. I'm like... Okay, I'm not that sure, actually. I'm going to be honest, but you know how it is. Who's Mr. Beast? Jimmy is AI? Probably. I'm sure if Mr. Beast could make, like, robot clones of himself to make more videos, he would do that. You know? Like, he'd get rid of, like, his larger staff, and it would just be, like, Mr. Beast robots. Mr. Beast bots. I'm gonna make a picnic. Pokemon, shiny, sandwich guy. So I need ground types. Ground type sandwiches. Oh wait, that's a thought. Do I have ham? I do have ham! That's lovely. I have 17 ham. Who's Jaden Mr. Bob Ross? Wasn't there already Mr. Beast AR drama? There was. He, Oh, these need 2 salties. That's crazy. Basically, Mr. Beast made, like, an AI-generated thumbnail system to AI-generate thumbnails for you, and people were like, obviously, don't do that. AI's fucking garbage. Don't promote this. So he then replaced the service with basically just a place that recommends artists for thumbnails, which is a good thing, right? That's a good service. I respect, like, I'd respect most people for doing that, because generally you'd consider it a good thing. But it's quite clear he's still using AI in his thumbnails. Like, in some of his thumbnails, he's been looking a little more soulless than normal, which is impressive. I think Mr. Beast does a very good job at not looking like he's got a soul. What's it called? It just very much comes across like he realized the backlash would probably be, like, not good for him and collaborations and stuff in the future. He couldn't do, like, 100 YouTuber games again if all of the YouTubers hate him for plugging AI. So, he kind of backpedaled on it. But it's quite clear his stance on AI remains, you know, the same as it was before the backlash. It's just I think, generally has an algorithm that calculates his exact movements to ensure that no one hates his guts. Anyway, I feel like we've hit our Mr. Beast quota for the day. I'm not sure about you guys and what you guys think about us hitting our Mr. Beast quota for the day, but I'm starting to think we've hit our Mr. Beast quota for the day. Felix, hello, how goes it? I hope that your week has been going well. Shiny hunting Mudbray today. Because I got 2 outbreaks right next to them. Why am I not doing the words well today? That's crazy. I've got 2 Mudbray outbreaks right next to each other. So I'm hoping I can bag a nice couple of shinies. Have you found any shinies recently? You're playing Smash Bros today? Hell yeah, best of luck. I thought Mr. Beast was a crypto millionaire who makes a bunch of merch and ad revenue. Does he fucking need AI? If the answer's no, why is he using it? Because he can make more money if he doesn't pay people. He also kind of strikes me as the exact kind of person who would, you know, be like, this AI stuff seems like something we need to invest in, you know? Bro's trying to collab with literally anyone to give people water. Surely he has enough money to pay artist salary. Exactly, like, he's trying to get people water, but he's also using the machine that uses up water and fucks the environment. Like, I don't know, like... It's become more clear the more time's gone on that as much as it's nice that he's doing good things for charity, like, you have to wonder if he's doing good things for charity because he genuinely believes in the causes he's supporting, or if because he just thinks, that it'll do well on YouTube, you know? Like, does he believe in doing good for people? Or has he just realized that those kind of videos do well? Good Mario Kart World? I do not. I do not have a Switch 2 yet. I'm going to be buying a Switch 2 sooner rather than later, I think, so I can pick up Pokemon Legends EA. But, randomly watching Pokemon Diamond tutorials on where to get items and your stream came up. Well, welcome to the stream, GP. I hope that your week has been going well. Hope it's gotten off to a good start. I'm shiny hunting Mudbray today. Not been successful yet, though, which isn't great. Like, I was like, oh, 2 outbreaks? This will go great, and it hasn't. Oh shit, yeah, OpenAI drinks water. Jimmy, you have to stop this. Real. Jimmy, this isn't the real you. I think it's crazy because people seem to forget these days. I once said Mr. Beast wanted to die without a penny to his name. He wants to help people. I'm doubting these claims. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd believe that for a second. Given the general cut of his jib and his current impact on the world. Uma Musume viewer pulling stream? Exactly. Did you know you can get Lucas Giraffe? What? I can get what? I think I need to stay here a little longer. Luca is the champion in Scarlet and Violet. Oh, you mean Geeta? The lady with the long hair that looks like Glimora. By the way, I still hate myself using generative AI. Back then I changed. I mean, like, I'm not gonna slate people for, like, using something and then finding out it's shitty later, you know? He beat the championship. Oh! Oh no, I think I do know what you mean. There's a... Yeah, the Giraffe Rig event. Where you can get one of the World Championship Giraffe Rigs. No, it's not shiny. I wonder whose Pokemon they're going to give out for... That is a shiny! Wait! Wait, let me get Blue Boy up front. You! You love to see it! You love to see it! Alright, now we just have to catch this thing and not die. Thunder Wave isn't going to work on this guy. That's not great. Do I just Quick Ball all these? I think I might just Quick Ball them. That seems like the easier way. Anyway, what should we name Mudbray? Any Mudbray name suggestions? Remember, Musume is pretty goated. You should be excited. Giraffe. Donkey. Okay. I'm starting to notice a theme. So, we're gonna get the general vibe that's being presented. You know? And we'll go with that. I will name it that. That's my thought. That's my thought on the matter. I'm so good at naming things. I should name people's babies. GP Keep, let me name your baby. GP Keep, you're pregnant. I know you're pregnant. You've told me you're pregnant. You're actually pregnant for real. We all know this. Let me name your baby. Nice. Next we need to call them Vegetable and Mineral. Vegetable and Mineral? Why Vegetable and Mineral? Actually, that's a really good point, SFA. Can we get more Mpreg emotes in chat? We don't need to have another Mpreg stream. We already had the Mpreg stream. The Mpreg stream was last week. You know, we don't need another one. You don't even know the gender? I mean, sure, but, like, we can choose a gender-neutral name. You know? What? Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. Do you have Smash Bros? I do not. I'm not much of a fighting game guy. I respect it for what it is, as a game. It's like a game that brings so many games together. But my reaction times are not good enough for fighting games. Random sub-emote works in weird ways beyond your comprehension. Yeah, no, that was a good one to come at that time specifically, I will be honest. The 3 classifications, you determine what something is in, like, guessing games. That's a fair point. You're happy to trade your shiny Rayquaza. Where? You want it? Oh, I mean, I don't generally take shiny handouts, but, additionally, I got the Rayquaza front covered. All in all. But thanks for the offer. It says unlocked, but it still says you have to be subbed. Reset Twitch, true. Arbitrary Shaman. Legit caught in Pokemon Diamond. That means it's not legit, though, because you can't get Shaman legit in Diamond these days. I'm guessing you use that, like, online service that allows you to, get old Gen 4 events. Which is fair and real. I can't say that. No, I wouldn't dare. Of course not. Apparently it's like Linnaean taxonomy system. Animal, vegetable, and mineral. That's an odd system. Why is that the system? I can think of at least 3 things. I can think of one thing, and it's a Mudbray. It's a shiny Mudbray right there. It's a shiny Mudbray that's right over fucking there. It's right there. It's a shiny It's right there. It's a shiny Mudbray, and it's right over. It's a shiny Mudbray. It's right over there. Are shrooms living? I know they breathe. I feel like shrooms could be classed as like a vegetable. But Coca-Cola? That's not an animal, although it's arguably alive. It's not a vegetable, and it's not a mineral. So, checkmate, atheist. What should we name this second... What should we name this second... Okay, why do you keep doing this? You've done this 2 times now, and it's actually getting really annoying. YouTube. I need you to stop with whatever's going on here. Rob, Brave Browser, it doesn't work. I'm gonna sue you. Qjins? Hello, how goes it? I hope you're well. I'm guessing I can assume the reason that you're on Twitch rather than YouTube today. Made of minerals, so mineral. No, it's made of evil and nastiness. But yeah, any suggestions? It's not loading for some reason. Oh, okay. I thought it was because there was already a Felix on YouTube. You have. Rob has suggested mineral. To be fair, I came up with animal. I do like mineral. Did I spell that right? I don't think so. You can beat up YouTube, Felix? I'm gonna be honest, SFA. My money is on Felix rather than you. Although, SFA, do you know where, like, the chakras are? Because you must have, like, pretty fast fingers from playing all that Osu. So maybe you could. Maybe you could win. But I think you need to, like, know. You know, like, fuck, I can't remember her name. The gymnast. The Azula's friend. Whose, like, whole thing is, like, hitting people's, like, pressure points to stop them from bending. Tyler, yeah. No. Maybe? I'm gonna trust you on this one. I know, they met them in an Osu tournament. She's also a top player. Sure, I'll accept that into my worldview. There can be only one. Welcome to YouTube, Felix. How goes it? I hope your week has been going well. Nature has been rebalanced. Which you love to see. Love a bit of nature rebalancing. It's interesting because I've only found shiny Mudbray on the hills so far. And that's a bit unnerving to me. Why have they only been on hills? You're here for SFA guy, I guess. Ah, to talk with him about his philosophy takes. I was saying earlier he's a bit of a philosopher, and he seems to agree. But hello Finn, how goes it? I'm hunting, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what I'm shiny hunting today. You're here for SFA anyway, so it's fine. It's a-okay. You're here for electric violins. I love electric violins. But, what was I gonna say? SFA is a philosopher. Well, if Finn thinks SFA is a philosopher, then SFA must be a philosopher. That's just how that works. Two U's. You're probably going to have to fight to the death, I fear. So, good luck with that. Oh, I know about what you're hunting and I don't like it. Yeah? No, donkey, not horse. I think it's a little donkey guy a bit. Because it evolves into Mudstale, which is a Clydesdale, but a Pokemon. So... Oh yeah, thoughts on the multiplayer battles in Legends ZA? Like, I was thinking about it, and I guess that does make sense, that was the thing that they announced for Legends ZA. Knew it. You did! I was, like, a hater. I'll be honest, I'll be real. I was not on board. I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're going to do a real-time battle system and add competitive battling to it. And then they did. And I'm sorry, Rob, I was wrong. I owe you. Maybe, like, 2 gold pieces in D&D? Yeah, I'll say 2 gold pieces in D&D. In fact, you know what? I'm going to say Baldur's Gate instead. Because Borja Lee is broke as shit. That guy has no money. You can PvP Rob in Pokemon? Yes, in Pokemon Legends ZA there will be PvP battles. And seemingly like a straight up ranked. I'm interested to see, did they announce that did they clarify if ZA will have any VGC stuff? I didn't watch the full thing, I just watched the snippets of the trailer because it was about 6 AM for me. I was obviously not up at 6 AM. And I just booted up Twitter. To find out the bullshit. I was like, wow. Wow. I'm thinking about one-shot combo ideas and how to run Type and Hyper Carry. Well, the issue is we're talking about Legends ZA here, SFA guy. They also did clarify that next year's Pokemon World Tournament, the Pokemon VGC will be on Champions next year. And I'm guessing that will be the dub for the rest of the future. You know? This VGC, there might be competitive stuff in other Pokemon games, but VGC is going to take place mostly on Champions, I would expect. Well, it'll be a good for the matchup. I'm bringing Go right ahead. Oh, right, yeah, no, actually, that's a really good point, SFA. If you take an Ice type into a matchup with Rob, I think you're going to get turned into, like, a paste. I don't mean a copy and. Why did I press left on the keyboard to open a menu? What was I thinking? Because this is the only menu that opens, and I know what that is. But I pressed left on the keyboard thinking it would do something else. Like, my muscle memory was telling me it would open up the menu, but that doesn't make sense. I can't think of a single game. Is it Minecraft? Am I thinking Minecraft? Is my brain mapped left on the D-pad to E? Is that what I've done? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna go with no. Fuck you mean Wafer's playing Minecraft the moment I bring it up? I psychically control people. That's my new thing, is I psychically control people. Been getting into psychically controlling people lately. Which is pretty fun. Wonder if Rob is good at PvP games, or if I can try Hitless Rob. You're not gonna get Hitless Rob, I'm gonna be honest, SFA. It took 7 minutes, but it's working now. Hell yeah, welcome to the stream, Felix. How goes? You'll have to find out. Rob is too much of a gamer, is the blunt truth of the matter. I know 3 gamers, and Rob is 2 of them. And I don't know the name of the other one. So I guess I only know 2 gamers, and both are Rob. Crazy stuff. If Rob is any good at PvP, I'm bound to take damage. Rob is very good at PvP. Rob. Which fighting game were you like the goats at, Rob? Or am I, like, misremembering? I feel like I remember you talking about a fighting game that you were very good at. Tekken, yeah! I thought that was it. But I also wasn't sure because I used to have a lecturer who was really good at Tekken. And I wasn't sure if I just got you 2 muddled up. And that would have been really embarrassing if I'd done that. You know? That would have been quite an embarrassing move. All things considered. Oh, fitting we've got Sun and Moon music as we shiny hunt Mudbray. You love to see it. You love to see it. You know what's crazy? As Champions upgrades and adds more stuff, there's like a solid chance that we might see Terra Electric Shedinja at some point. Actually in VGC. Which should be interesting. Cahir, what's your favourite Pokemon battle music? Probably the Iris champion fight music in Pokemon Black and White 2. Because, that goes really fucking hard. It's perhaps one of the most jovial and joyful battle themes in a Pokemon game. Thanks for remembering. It's been years since I talked about that. You definitely have a better memory than I do. Yeah, that's me. I'm really good at remembering things. Like, I can remember that we found another shiny Mudbray! Wow! Wow, I remembered that. I remembered that there was another shiny Mudbray the moment I turned around. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy bonkers and awesome? I think that's crazy bonkers and awesome. Bronze ship. That's a really good point. Is that a name suggestion, SFA, or are you just saying that for the love of the game? Yes, we can go with Bronze Ship. I like Bronze Ship. Alright. That is Mudbray number 3, numero 3. Numero 3. almost out of bullshit and fun. Actually, we've got 8 minutes left. 5 minutes left. Okay, yeah, no, we're almost out. Don't know how my mind thought 8 for a moment there after seeing a 5. Ignore that. Don't pretend you didn't see that. My brain works great. My brain? I have so many brains. Your count's still on 2. Thank you, SFA. That is a good point. I've got 3 now, so the count shouldn't be on 2 anymore. It should be on 3. Because that's how numbers work. What are the outbreaks, out of curiosity? So, we got the Mudbray one, plural. I'm in the middle of 2 of them, which is really fucking funny. I find that really funny and amusing. Then over here is Drillbur. Looks like it's Trap Instrument, but it's not. It's Drillbur. It's Drillbur right here. And then over in Paldea, it's Paldea and Wooper. I considered doing Paldea and Wooper for a bit, but then I decided not to do Paldea and Wooper. So Cahir has... An octopus has a brain for every arm, so Cahir has 6 brains. Exactly, that's true. That's true and real. Verified by legitimate fact checkers. Hello, Dominic. How goes it? I hope your week has been going well. Alright. I could have sworn at some point today I walked into my room and was like, man, I should really talk about this on stream. The issue is I only remember that I wanted to talk about something on stream. I don't remember what I wanted to talk about on stream. I don't... We could talk about the cat. We could talk about the cat. She's kind of stupid. Mattel needs to make an 80th anniversary Lightning McQueen diecast. It'd be really fitting for Mattel's 80th anniversary. Hell yeah. They're doing a new Cars series, aren't they? I'm pretty sure I heard. That vile fiendish shadow has been occurring on CahirLIVE more often. Has she? She might have. She's funny because I was in the office today, and she is... Did you want to talk about this? Did I want to talk about what? What? No, I'm just confused. Foul Beast has been stalking her prey. She does not stalk her. I'm not her prey. She adores me. I'm the only person in this universe she has any positive feelings about. But yeah, no, I was in the office today, and she doesn't like it when I'm in the office. She just screams at me really loudly when I'm in the office. I don't know why. I don't know why she does that at all. But I think it's fair to say that she's generally distasteful of my in the officeness. This. I can talk about the cat for a bit. I'm good at talking about the cat. You know? Why would I not want to talk about the cat? This wasn't what I wanted to talk about. This wasn't the thing that I was going to talk about. That was something else. But now SFA's brought up the cat. I can talk about the cat for a bit, you know? That's a thing I can do. Because she is very funny and small. And smells a little bit. You have 2 80th anniversary themed Hot Wheels cars, the Mattel Dreammobile and the 80th anniversary Cool Combi. Hell yeah. But the ceiling. What about the ceiling? What? What do you mean, the ceiling? Bizarre. Good word, that bizarre. Whoever made the word bizarre should get, like, a prize of some kind. A point to talk about. Well, the ceiling is above me. Did you know on your ceiling right now it says gullible? It says gullible on your ceiling. Up on your ceiling, it says gullible on your ceiling right now. You should look up at where it says gullible on your ceiling. Not to be confused with bizarre. That's true, actually. You don't want to get those two things confused. Oh, I didn't think I actually would. That's quite impressive. Isn't it? Yeah, no, I've been learning magic and wizardry lately. Looks up Odan. You see, SFA said that because instead of spikes, I put a bomb on his ceiling, and it's now exploded. Ha 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 ha. I'm such a joker, prankster. I'm such a prankster and a joker. You know, I'm like the Joker from Batman when you think about it. But not too hard. But not too hard. Actually, I might be seeing Superman tomorrow. Again. I might be watching Superman again. Which I'm excited about, because I fucking love Superman. That was such a good film. And I really want to watch it again, and I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow. It was just such a good fucking film, dude. Genuinely, like, I think maybe one of my favorite films of the year. Which is impressive because I feel like it's had high competition. What other things have I watched? So you're going to miss the Nintendo Direct. No, it's a Kirby Air Riders Direct is what I'm going to miss. And I'm probably not going to miss it because I guess it's at noon. Actually, backpedaling on that, I am going to miss it because I'm not going to watch the Kirby Air Riders Direct. I'm gonna be honest. All my fellow, all the Kirby Air Riders fans in chat, have fun at the Kirby Air Riders Direct. I hope you have fun. You're talking about the man, the Superman, yes. There's another shiny over there! Yippee! Shiny number 4, Silver Ship. Okay, before I go with Silver Ship, does anybody have any other name suggestions? Before I go with Silver Ship, what any other suggestions on what I named the Mudbray I just caught? You like Kirby Air Riders. Well, I hope that there is a good... I hope that it's a good direct for you then, Rob. I hope they add your favourite Kobold. Shiny Ship. GP Keep has not named a Pokemon yet, so we'll go with Shiny Ship. Uggy? That's so mean! Why would you call him that? Oh, that. Wow. Bit of woke shiny hunting today. Wait, no, this really is Uma Musume. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's bonkers. Go crazy, go wacky, go crazy. Should have called it Shiny Ship Uggy. No, I just liked Uggy. Uggy was funny. It made me chuckle a bit, but it's also really mean, and you should feel bad, GP. You should feel bad for naming it that. You don't want to see what you name your Pokemon. Uh-oh. You should name your next Pokemon. No, I like it when people do it. I name most Pokemon, really, when you think about it. Shaman is cabbage. It low-key is. Oh, Context. I should name it Context. Well, if you remind me when it appears. Because I will forget otherwise. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to wait a bit before doing the next sandwich, but I will do another sandwich in a bit. I feel no particular need to get as many Mudbray as I did Porygon 2. Mostly because I didn't really feel the need to get that many Porygon 2 to begin with. I just kind of ended up with that many Porygon 2, you know? Fucking hell, I forgot how many Porygon 2 I got. That's a lot of Porygon 2. Those are all shiny, to be clear. I just want to make sure everyone is on the same page. Or if it lets you do Alt 2 plus 5 plus 5. Where? It makes an invisible letter. Oh, so, you name Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch keyboard in this game, Traveler. Not an actual keyboard. I don't think there is an alt on the Nintendo Switch keyboard that pops up on screen. It's not like an actual keyboard. Still, context is good. Context is good. Pokemon, yes. Hello, Kazim. I'm English, unfortunately. So I would appreciate chats in English, so I can moderate better. Brazil, I see, yes. Unless it lets you connect an actual keyboard, I mean, like, even if it did, I don't think it would let you do alt shenanigans, I'm gonna be honest. I think it would just, you know, speak English. Goodbye, Kazim. I hope you have a great rest of your day. You got to go as well, Brugger? Fair enough. I hope you have a great rest of your day also. Don't maybe work. Most games treat it as a space. You can put a space down in names, it doesn't name the Pokemon. I hate to say this, Traveler, it's not gonna work. Like, it's the game doesn't. I can show you. I can actively show you. I'm just gonna show you. Those buttons aren't there. There's a set amount of characters. It's not just gonna let you plug in a keyboard and do what you want. That's not how these kind of machines work. Although in old games they did used to have a smiley in said keyboard. I don't know if they still do. Or if they've gotten rid of it at this point. It's looking like it might be the latter. Unless it's this? Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. What do you want, Beast? You can't connect a keyboard using USB and just use that. Even if you could, as I've said like 3 times, even if you could, it wouldn't let you do that anyway. That's not how it works. When you press those buttons, it's not the keyboard sending the information to the computer. It's the computer reinterpreting the button presses you give it, right? So the Switch isn't made to do that. When you press Alt and 255 for the little space, right? The computer's like, okay, we've received these commands, this is what we're going to do with it. If you send that to the Switch, it's going to be like, no, I don't know what that means. Nintendo's no fun. If you show me the PlayStation also does that, I'll give you that one. But I'd be surprised if it does. Alright. Hey! Would you look at that? It's another shiny. You'll love to see it. I have to wait at least a week on that one. I mean, that's fine. It means I can pretend I'm right for now. Name it context? We can name it context. This is one of those times you remember that the longer shiny hunts maybe are the more enjoyable ones. Because it's like, now I just have, like, a bunch of Mudbray. The thing is I need to lock in and complete my Legends Arceus Pokedex. Which I still haven't done. You're 14% through a Living Dex in Gen 4? Hell yeah! That's some good progress. Living Dex is in the whole National Dex, or just the Gen 4 Pokedex? Right. Like, it was after I booted up this stream and started this stream that I was going to hunt the Mudbray, and I remembered I probably could have done the Xerneas shiny hunt today, and maybe that would have been a better idea, and it's potentially a better idea to slot into these stream slots for a bit, specifically because, I need to get my brain to work. Fucking hell. Specifically because, I need to get it for ZA releases. We'd seen bits of Dialga and Palkia by this time in Legends Arceus, but they were also, like, actively fucking worshipped in Legends Arceus. So, I guess it makes sense that they haven't. I'll be interested to see if Xerneas and Yveltal do make another appearance. Especially given the fact that you have to catch them, right? Callum and Serena have to catch Xerneas and Yveltal in the main games of X and Y, right? Which means surely, arguably, dependent on which world it takes place in, like, one of those legendaries, like, is gone. It's just not here anymore. I'm interested to see what the plot of CA is going to be like. Like, it's clear to me, because of how little they've given us, that I think the main part of ZA is the factor in Lumio City, which if they show too much of Lumio City, it's going to ruin exploring Lumio City. And B, the battle system, which, like, they've shown off at this point. The intricacies of the battle system you could explain to the players, but it's probably better to just let them do it on their own, you know, rather than, like, tell them everything about it before they even play. What the fuck? I, like, turned around and you were there! I did a spin and bada boom bada bing, there was a Mudbray behind me. What the hell? Not that I'm complaining. Adding another one to my collection. Any name suggestions for the Mudbray? I was about to be like, let's do another sandwich, but I didn't need to, really. We're at 6. Bada boom. We could go with a bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what's going to happen right here. Here's what's going to happen right here, right now. I'm going to make sure there's not a shiny, like, waiting right around the corner. And then I'm going to do a picnic. Okay, I forgot to do the part where I saved before the picnic, I'm going to be honest. That was maybe the most important part of this strategy, because I do need to make sure that, Do you think ZA is also a test for next gen? I'm going to go with no, because not much from Legends Arceus made it into next gen. I think it's worth noting that Gen 10 is already in development, and has been for multiple years. I'd say there's a chance that Gen 10 has just throwing Pokeballs at wild Pokemon like Legends Arceus does, in the way Scarlet and Violet didn't. And I'm sure there'll be some things shared between development, but bro, do you fucking mind you're lagging the game out? I don't care. Don't do that. Gen 10, you're old. We all are. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the toilet quickly. I'm gonna be right back, but once I am back, I'm gonna make a sandwich, so, Oh, I've not muted myself yet. Okie dokie, we are back again. What is happening? I went to the toilet, didn't I? As clarified before I went to the toilet. I went to the toilet. Cahir's go toilet. Whoa. We're gonna have a brain, gentlemen, but you have an idea. You certainly did have an idea. Or maybe the Mudbrays either. Yeah, no, the Mudbrays were still very much making noises. I'm a little bit apologetic for that, but like not apologetic enough to have done anything about it. You know how it is. Like, I considered going to the home menu for a bit, but I decided, what if the game crashes? Which wouldn't have mattered, I had just saved. Oh well. Oh well. Anyway. Sandwich done. Time for sandwich numero dos. Or hopefully another 4 Mudbray. Ham sando. Ham sando with salt. With salt. Plenty of salt on the ham sando. Dum dum dum. Anyway. Stuff and things, let's go. Anyway. Let's get back into it. Been thinking about having an ego death lately. You know? I feel like I could be wiser. You know? Better. And, I think an ego death could really help with that. You know? Yeah, I think that's needed. I'm glad that you agree. I'm glad that you get where I'm coming from. I'm glad that this shiny Mudbray also gets where I'm coming from in the grand scheme of things, because there's another fucking shiny Mudbray. But, yeah, no, I was just dwelling on it, and, like, just generally seems like, I think, a beneficial situation for me to undergo an ego death. Piss GG, it's Nintendo. What? Pardon? Urine GG. Eh? Ugh. The name. The name. Yeah, we'll go with that. Fuck. Pressed the wrong button, didn't I? Okay. No, we're gonna get this done. We're gonna get this done. It's not gonna be named Mudbray. Do not worry, SFA. You've given me the name. I'll call it the name. Why am I doing so badly at typing right now? What the fuck? That was impressive. That was actively impressive. I'm impressed by how badly I did at that. But, you know how it is. In my head, that might have been shiny for a moment. Don't know why. That wasn't smart. Which is why I need an ego death. You know? Because I'd be smarter in that case. Wouldn't I? Eh? Eh? It's funny because ego death kind of sounds like someone who can't say eagle death. Well, guys, that's a lot of ego death. That's a lot of ego death. I don't like it when egos die. Can we not have any ego death here? But no, I need ego death. I mean, I just got that. The eagle? Or ego death? Have you just gone through an ego death? Is that what you're saying? Anyways, I've been trying solo ether. I found out Scarab drones do a tiny of damage. Yeah? In you're solo running with Widsith, you can't proc his passive. Right. Eagle. Wait, I didn't get an eagle, I got a hawk too. Yeah, no, you got a hawk too. Was that the setup? Were you deliberately setting up for a hawk to a joke? Or like, did you genuinely forget you had a hawk, not an eagle? Doris Animation Slices was also a huge part of Mattel's history, so how about Mattel releases an 80th anniversary figure, Ursula Rumanoff figure? That'd be great to see, that would be interesting. Hawk 2? Ah, this is why I need an ego death, I think. Because maybe that would fix this issue that's going on. If I had an ego death, would I make another Hawk do a joke? Like, is... I think the thing I'm gonna need to do to like have an ego death is research maybe the specifics of what an ego death is. Because I know in vague strokes what an ego death is. But, maybe not the specifics enough to go through an ego death, you know? Do you need to know what an ego death is to have an ego death? Maybe that's the question. Maybe that's the big question. Here, I need a little bit of... Can I have some... So, I'm talking about the ego death. I'm talking about an ego death here. Do you not know what an ego death is? You know? No, context. Like, I know you need context. But I thought you meant you needed context of what an ego death was. You don't... Oh, I need some context. I see that's what you're saying. The context. I need the context. No. You don't know what an ego death is, but you know what an ego death is. Have you gone through an ego death, SFA? Maybe not, you don't know what it is. But then again, my point earlier might still stand. Because do you need to know what an ego death is to have an ego death, you know? Finn? Finn, are you here, Finn? 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 Finn, are you here, Finn? She might have gone. She might be busy being, like, employed. Which maybe means she hasn't had an ego death. You probably ego death 3 or 4 times. I'm not sure you do it that many times, unless you regrow the ego afterwards, which... Can you do that? Is that allowed? Cahir, it's 2025, you can't say that word. What did I say? What? Employed, okay. Okay, we're doing the unfunny job bit still, I see. I need to buy a biscuit barrel. Does anybody know any cool ones? No, I've not had an ego death yet. Come back to me after I've had my ego death and I might have an answer to you. I don't think Finn's here to tell us what an ego death is, I'm going to be honest. If you want to ego death faster, you can ego max with me. I think ego maxing is the opposite of ego death. If I'm real. If I'm real for a second. I think an ego maxing is maybe the opposite of an ego death. Is it not? Because having a maximum ego, unless you're like planning on like looping it back around. You have a DK barrel one, but you keep coffee pods in it. We'll buy another DK barrel one. That seems like a reasonable thing. Ego death can be very uncomfortable and even scary for people. Might be rethinking. While some may stumble into it accidentally, others may actively pursue it. Separating your ego self from your consciousness, while scary, can also offer perspective. Okay, what? Ego death is a complete loss of subjective self-identity. That means you do not know who you are, what you're doing, what your past is, what your name is. How the people around you relate to you, what species you are. It is a failure to connect to your long-term memories. There are a number of ways for this to occur. Meditation, psychedelics, brain damage, hypnosis. In Buddhist tradition, ego death is gaining a sense of self that feels pure, true, intentional, rather than one tied up in programming. Okay, I think I want the second one. I think I want the Buddhist ego death. Just to be clear. Just to be clear on things right now, you know, just to make sure we're all on the same page. The Buddhist ego death, that's the one I think I want. You know? I think the latter is the kind of ego death I'd be more interested in, rather than forgetting my past and name. The ego death that Buddhism encourages is to makes an end to the usually unconsciousness and automated quest to understand the sense of self thing as a thing. Both sound fun, I don't know. Maybe, for some people. According to the Park, meditation is learning how to die by learning to forget the sense of self. Enlightenment occurs when the usually automized reflexivity of consciousness ceases, which is experienced as a letting go, falling into the void and being wiped out of existence. When consciousness stops trying to catch its own tail, I become nothing and discover that I'm everything. That's what I want, I think. That is maybe, I think I'd like that one in the grand scheme of things. Sadly, I'm humble-pilled and will never know ego death, just too selfless and generous for that kind of thing. Wait, you need to be selfish for an ego death? I'm learning a lot today. Okay, so u/deleted, which I think is a good sign because if you've deleted your Reddit account, you've probably undergone an ego death. Most of these answers are incorrect. Your ego is a version of yourself the outside world tells you is you. Over time, you begin to believe in this version of yourself, and it can be empowering, but also deceiving. That sounds smart. People who cultivate a public persona are very attractive, funny, creative, or popular, or like losers, failures, criminals, outcasts, can start to believe these things and become trapped in these identities, being forced onto them. Okay, so I'm understanding this. I'm also understanding that as a live streamer, death of the ego might be a bit of a hard thing. Like, maybe I can still do it, but, like, I'm starting to think this might be an uphill battle. Ego death is a way of separating the interior self that is authentic from these identities that may become more habit and exterior expectations. I'm learning. I'm learning. Learning about ego death. I still can't help but hear it as the eagle death thing. You know? Like the ego death. Like eagle death. That's still stuck in my head. We're going to go to bed now. Have fun forgetting who you are. Thank you, Traveler. I hope you have a great night's sleep. Don't undergo ego death while you dream. That'd probably be bad. Maybe what I really need is to climb Mount Everest. Maybe, really, what I'm looking for is, I think I need to climb Mount Everest. Yeah? I think that might be, like, the general dub here, in the grand scheme of things. Is climbing Mount Everest, maybe? Honestly, like, okay, so there are two things I can't think of Mount Everest without. There was this one film I watched about a guy who was, I think, studying the first person to climb to the top of Mount Everest. And he ended up, like, climbing Mount Everest himself in like, pursuit of this person, which was really cool and interesting. It might not have been Mount Everest, actually. It might have been a different... No, I think it was Everest. Yeah, no, it was Everest. And that was a really interesting movie about a guy climbing Mount Everest. It was animated, actually. It was kind of cool. But, then the other thing is that video of, like, that suit fitter guy who, like, gropes, like, the people who wear his suits. You know the guy? Like, the suit fitting guy, and, like, every fucking time he shows off a guy in his suit, he, like, grabs their ass and, like, slaps them around a little. And it's like... what's going on here, you know? You just watch those videos and you're like, what is happening here? But anyway, once someone, like, put one of his audios... In fact, it was him, like, prancing around and expressing with his arms. But they put that over, like, an image of Mount Everest. As he said, young white men flock to me like rats. And yeah. Hey, the Mudbray agrees. The Mudbray agrees. But yeah, no, the whole thinking about Mount Everest thing, maybe that could fix me, you know? Maybe I need to go in and climb Mount Everest, and that'll fix me, and that'll solve my issues. What should I name this Mudbray? What should I name this Pokemon in a video game I just caught? Bagagwa? Interesting. Interesting suggestion. I don't think that's ever solved anyone's issues, actually. Are you sure? Do you know this for a fact? We can name this one Gag. What does that mean? What have I just named the Pokemon? Oh wait, he might be saying yes, do it to climbing Mount Everest, actually. Now that I think about it. He might be saying yes, do it to the should I climb Mount Everest or not? You're right, Rob. You know what, Rob? You know what? Let's do it together. Let's climb Mount Everest together, Rob. I think we should do that. That's my vote. Is that we go and climb Mount Everest together. IMO my opinion. You down for this? You on board? Mount Everest. So I've been watching these reels of this cat, and she likes saying... and she likes saying Bagagua. Oh no, I know this cat! What am I saying? Because she, like, is just such a talkative little creature. And very, like, expressive. And she always, like, arches her back and shuffles over. And goes Bagagua. And it's, like, such an odd little creature. That you have to wonder why she acts like that. But, like, you know what? You love her for it. You kind of love her for it. Sure. Okay, I wasn't actually expecting you to agree to the Mount Everest thing. I was expecting you to say no to that. I'll be honest. But now we've kind of locked in, so we're going to have to climb Mount Everest together, I guess. You know? You ever done, like, rock climbing before, Rob? You've had a storied life. You might have done rock climbing. I feel like, I think if maybe you were born, like... You know what? No, I think... A lot of people have been picking up rock climbing as, like, a hobby lately, I've noticed. Maybe not as much in the current year, but, like, there was a period in time when I feel like fucking everyone was rock climbing. Like, I feel like whenever I listened to, like, a podcast that was a gaggle of guys, like, there was always one of them that rock climbed. Always one of them that rock climbed. Every time there was always one of them that rock climbed. Like, that was a very common thing for a while, was always, like, the people rock climbing. You've never rock climbed, okay, so, but that was not you then. That's fine. But, I think we'd have to learn a bit. You know? In a way, dying on the side of Mount Everest, do you think that's an ego death? No, I think that's just a regular death, actually. Now that I think about it for more than a second. I think you could argue it's an ego death, maybe. But, like, it's a regular death, and I feel like that triumphs the whole ego death thing. Then again, actually, if you believe the final definition of ego death I read, it's kind of the opposite of an ego death. You know? Because then you kind of only become people's opinions of you. Right? Because you're fucking dead. Which means the only version of you that exists at that point is the you in people's memories, which is very much informed by other people's perception of you rather than your own perception of yourself. So, I think regular death is maybe, is not ego death at all. Regular death and aura loss. I'm not sure aura loss, you know? Like, I feel like dying on the side of Mount Everest has got to be one of the best ways to go out. Because then your body doesn't rot. Which means in the afterlife, you're doing chill. Literally, you'd probably be really cold, actually, because, you know. Like, your body would just be incubated there. Like, in, like, 10 bazillion years, when, the aliens come to Earth, and they want to study humans, Like, your body would be one of the ones they'd find on the side of Mount Everest, and they'd be like, why the fuck are there all these dead people here? Did they have a fight here? And then they'd think I was a warrior, and they'd, like, display me in a... They'd display me in, like, a case. And be like, this guy was a warrior from Earth, and he died fighting on this mountainside that then preserved him. Isn't that crazy? And all the aliens on, like, the school trip were like, wow! That's so cool. Because it would be. Also, there's another shiny. And I think the only issue we might face is how much does a trip to and up Everest cost? It can cost from $15k to $114,000. Yikes! No wonder I see people doing GoFundMes for Everest. It's fine. I think if we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and cut unnecessary saving, we should do fine. If you don't buy another coffee machine this year, I think you can pay for both of us. What do we call this Mudbray? Any Mudbray name suggestions? In the grand scheme of things. Otherwise, I'm going to choose the last thing Felix said, I think. Because Felix hasn't named one yet. So, now this one is technically named by Felix, and that's kind of funny. Don't you think? I think that's funny. Fuck that, I'm gonna need to side hustle my coffee machine to do it. Yo, Rob Barista? I'd buy Rob's coffee. Which I guess would kind of be a bit of an issue. Like, actually, buying Rob's coffee wouldn't be bad. Because although I'd be losing money, I'd be giving it to Rob, who's also paying for the Everest trip. So I could buy coffee from Rob, and it would still be moral. You know? Anyway, should I do a subathon to pay for my trip up Mount Everest? You'll make it decaf. But those will cost more. On my way up Mount Everest to have an ego death. But, like, obviously, like, I feel like the regular Buddhist ego death is kind of a bit complicated to have on the side of Mount Everest, unless you're, like, really prepared for it. To get, like, spiritual there. So, right, hear me out, psychedelics. Imagine how fun it would be to get to the top of Mount Everest and take a bunch of psychedelics. Now, you can't tell me that doesn't sound like a good time. Like, there's no way. There's no way you can tell me that doesn't sound like a good time. Decaf Robo. Here's one better. Go to the top of Mount Everest and listen to ATA. I think you missed the I in that, but no, I agree, actually. I don't. I do think psychedelics at the top of Mount Everest would be better. But I think listening to Am I the Arsehole posts at the top of Mount Everest would be pretty good all the same, you know? Because, like, I feel like you'd have a better perspective on the Am I the Arsehole posts after climbing Mount Everest. Also, the oxygen deprivation. You don't need to take psychedelics at the top of Mount Everest. You can get brain damage from oxygen deprivation. Mount Everest is a built-in ego death maker. Nature's beautiful, man. So is this shiny Mudbray that just spawned. This shiny Mudbray that just spawned is also beautiful. But you know what else is beautiful? Nature. Man, that's crazy. Meditate yourself into an ice sculpture. Pretty sure that would have the Buddhist awakening that's needed. That's a fair point. Music artist. I'd send a link to Finn's music channel. I don't want to get DMCA'd. Anyway, what are we naming this Mudbray? Any Mudbray name suggestions? Brain damage? That's actually a pretty good one. Brain damage gonna fit? It is! Brain damage just fits. That's awesome. Just like nature. Just like Mount Everest being the built-in ego death maker. Back with the link copy. Is it bust or send? I don't want to get DMCA'd. Alright. Doesn't do that. I don't think. I'd rather not risk it. But, Alright. His rhythm game featured artist, he literally can't without getting flamed. I mean, that's fair. I guess that makes sense why you know him then. Anyway, all the same, I'd rather not risk it. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo! Why are we wooing? Why are we? What's up with the woos? GP, did you ever let me name your baby? You guys get brain damage there. I'm gonna get brain damage on Mount Everest. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get brain damage on Mount Everest so I can undergo an ego death. That's my plan. No, I'm not letting you. Oh, you're so mean to me. Alright. Gnarly YouTube short concept. Wait, which bit? Naming my viewer's baby. Yeah, I've started a poll now, GP. You're gonna have to listen to the answers of it if you care about democracy. Sorry. It's just how it is. You got to see Lolly R1? Hell yeah! Congratulations! How's the poll doing right now? Okay, yeah, no. GP is solely outvoted at the moment, which is not looking good for you. SFA, no, it's me. I'm naming the kid. I get to name the kid. Yeah, no, the issue is you are going to have to listen to this poll because it's democracy, you know? Like, you need to... This is, like, you need to... Oh, there's another shiny Mudbray, which kind of shows that I am on the right side of history when you think about it, you know? I am... I am the... I'm all, really, when you think about it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. That poll is almost over. That poll is almost over. When the poll is over, right? Can we name the kid? No, there's no we, it's me. I'm naming the kid. And I'm gonna name this Mudbray the name of the kid. Is what's gonna happen. Rob, help. I think Rob already voted against you, GP. I'm gonna be honest. There's three votes. Oh fuck! I just dropped my fidget toy. That's not great. It's on the floor now. I'm gonna have to pick that back up. Okay, sorry, GP. Democracy has stated that I get to name the baby now. Just how it is. Just how it is. Whoa, yeah, baby. That's what I'm in for. That's what it's all about. Woo! I'm thinking... Okay, I just realized it's not going to fit in the name thing here. If that's the one I want to go with. No, I think it's prescient. Better idea. I'm thinking like... Oh wait, no, where is it? Where is it? Is it there? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Everest! Yeah, but it's pronounced Everest. Or, no, I've had a better idea. I've had a better idea. Eagle Death. Because think about it. Because Eagle Death kind of sounds like ego death, right? And that's a good thing. You want to have an ego death because it makes you enlightened and shit. Death is really cool. Right? Like, you name that kid Death, and it's going to be the coolest kid on the playground. Right? And like, that's interesting and fun, isn't it? I think that's interesting and fun. He's gonna get bullied? No, because eagles are, like, I think, de facto one of the coolest birds, right? Like, I think the only kind of bird maybe cooler than an eagle is, like, a peregrine falcon. Because they're really fucking fast, right? Like, eagles are probably one of, like... They're easily in the top 10 coolest birds. And death, I think, like... It's just like metal, right? Like, it's just awesome. Like, death isn't awesome. When you experience death, you tend to not like it. But, like, as a concept, like... You know? Like, in a name... Like, people hear, like, Eagle Death, and they're like, whoa, that's awesome, you know? She'll be the most popular kid on the playground. You're welcome. Hey, look, Vengeance and Death are hanging out. Never knew Bruce had any friends. He's friends with Superman. Bot! There's a bot! Oh, it's restricted. You can't see the bot. That's a shame. That's a shame. Rob, tell him his name is not good. The issue is just Rob agrees with me, because Rob's smart. Rob knows how cool of a name it is that I just suggested. If not, we can still go with Everest, but the spelling that I said before, you know? Kind of badass name, I take it. Exactly! Rob gets it. Rob gets it. Oh no. Sorry, I just read SFA's message. This is bullying. I was thinking similar to my name. Named after shiny rocks. There's probably a rock named after eagles. Also, what rock is called GP Key? I like the way SFA went from Jade and then, like, immediately just started going to Pokemon games. Have you said Platinum yet, SFA? I think you need to say Platinum. That's your gamer tag. But everybody uses their real name on the internet. Look at Rob Coldridge. Look at Felix. Look at SFA guy, I guess. That's all their real names. I hope that sometime when I fall in love and get married, I need to find a girl with the last name Eagle Death. With the last name Eagle Death? Legally, yeah. Okay, what does that mean? No surname. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're kind of like, Zendaya. You know? Finn knows my name. She'll tell you if SFA weren't your initials. No, your name's SFA. Like, legally. Yep, in many ways. Okay, are you dating Tom Holland? Is that what you mean? Because that's exciting news, really, when you think about it. Do, 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 do. How many guys did I get so far? 10, 11, okay, right. Your SFA. F second name, A third name. Yeah, that makes sense. I think my parents understood this whole naming thing. It does sound like it. Yeah, I mean, what moron put their real name out on the internet? The thing I find funny about your Twitch name just being Rob Coldridge is you do have a gamer tag. You just went with your full name for the love of the game. Stephen Fry Astronaut. That makes sense, actually. I could see it being that, but... Silent Robbo? Yeah. Like, it's Silent Robbo. Its gamer tag is Silent Robbo. Although he has gone by Drunk Happy Gamers on occasion. But I think that wasn't just meant to be him. Wait, that's your name? Do you think he named himself Rob Coldridge for the love of the game? Drunk Happy Gamers isn't Rob's name? Yeah, that's his actual name. Yeah, no, you're right. I have sandwich. I guess I can make another sandwich now. That might be a good time. But I've used an alias that wasn't my name, that was a name. I wouldn't do that. That would be really mean. That'd be mean and fucked up, I think. Also, you were almost XX Dusky XX. I wonder how different that world is. I mean, in the list of all the names, it is a random name. That is true. Dew Sky. I think that would be an interesting world just because no one would call it. No one would say it pronounced. No. Fuck! Words! Cannot speak! No one would pronounce it correctly. I mean, ATA's alias could pass for a Malay name, but it's actually just a D's nuts joke. Atta my balls? It's just like having Joe as a game attack. I had Joe as a game attack. My friend had that as game attack. Actually. Is the blunt truth. Because now I can be called Jew or Sky and I can change it whenever. That is fair. Because now you're either GP or Keep. And I guess you could also change that whenever. But GP... Are you? Are you a general practitioner? I think that's my question. The horse riding music in Legend of Zelda is a pretty fitting one, actually. You know? You know? I know. Been getting into knowing lately. You know? I know. I love a good bit of knowing. Because it's what it is, really, when you know. When you know things. GP keeps lying about his job, Doctor or Pro Genshin Gamer. Oh, it stands for Genshin Pro. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense indeed. I also want it to be known that Felix did not refute the concept of him dating Tom Holland, which probably means that Felix is actually dating Tom Holland. I just want to make this clear, just so everyone's on the same page. Because if Felix wasn't dating Tom Holland, he'd probably be like, no, I'm not. Technically, I could become a doctor, but it was a 6-hour exam in the UK, and I was like, nah. That's fair. That's a long exam. Anyways, if I beat Scar with Mono Ether, but I used food, did I beat Scar? Yeah, you did beat Scar with Mono Ether. I don't think you need to be that picky about it. Don't say it so loud. She doesn't want this arrangement to get out to the press. That's a fair point, actually. Yeah, and you know what, Felix? You're right. I'm sorry. I should have respected your privacy more instead of saying it out loud. That was fucked up of me. Not everybody needs to know that you're dating Tom Holland. I used healing food because I was reacting with the floor, which was really fucking hurt. Then, that's absolutely fine, I'd say. I don't think it matters that much that you healed yourself, no. You need not worry, SFA guy, I guess. Bing, bing, ba, bing, ba, bong. Have you ever been tempted to buy that 100 quid plot of land so you could legally change your suffix to Lord? No. I'm gonna be honest, because wasn't that like a massive scam? Like, wasn't that the issue with it? It was like... basically like the Earthbound equivalent of buying a star. Which, yeah. I didn't dig too deeply into that one, I just heard it was a thing. Yeah, no, basically the dub with it was it collapsed quickly one day because it was not legitimate, it was a massive scam. So, it all just kind of fell apart. Can you go to the plot of land you buy and make a home there? If not, then it's a scam. It is a scam. I think that's the blunt truth of the matter. I doubt you can. In fact, I argue that you're not even actually given a plot of land. You know? I should do that at some point. You know? As in, like, make a very obvious scam. Can you set up a non-scam version by buying parts of the Amazon or some shit, reselling it? Because, I mean, desert land is cheap and that's like city builders make a profit. I don't know how lordships work. You'll be scammed by Cahir. Thank you, SFA. That's really kind of you. I'm really glad that you've said this. I guess that's why he's not called Lord Greg Davies then, as he bought one of those. So it makes sense. Yeah. I feel like... how do I put this? I don't know how to put it, so I'm going to pivot to talking about how he has, like, actively read fan fiction about him and Alex Horn. Like, he knows it's real and he's read it. Which is something. I'll say that much. You know? Like, that's something, right? I bet he loves it. Yeah, you think he like reads it before bed every night, kicking his little feetsies? Do you think him and Alex ever like reenact scenes? I was going to say something uncouth, but instead I think I'm going to loop back around to the ego death thing, because I feel like it's topical. You know? I feel like the whole ego death thing is, once again, a bit topical in the grand scheme. So we can continue talking about the whole ego death thing. Because I think that would probably be good for me. You know? Whether I do it at the top of Mount Everest or, like, elsewhere. Maybe I should, like, live in the woods for a year. Maybe that would be fun. Get someone to, like, airdrop me food on a weekly basis. And just, like, live in the middle of the woods alone for a year. I think that might, like... I'm not sure if that would be, like, an ego death thing, but I think it would do well. You know? I think that would do wonders for, like, my spirit. good things? Maybe not. Maybe I'd become, like, even more of a secluded hermit than I already am. In fact, I think a secluded hermit is maybe the only way you could describe living alone in the woods. Now that I think about it, for more than a second. That maybe is just being a secluded hermit, which would then, by definition, make me more of a secluded hermit than I already am. Because these days I'm not as much of a secluded hermit as I have been at points in my life. But if I lived alone in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, I think secluded hermit would be maybe the only way you could refer to me. I guess the question becomes, do I, like, try and write, like, an autobiography in that time? Or do I, film myself for profit? Like Truman Show it. Just let people, like, watch my everyday movements as I move. Like, I think maybe, like, one of the things there is you have to, like, wonder, like... So, when I use social media, I don't really, like, reply to people on it, you know? I just kind of, like... I don't even like posts most of the... No, I do on Twitter, but I don't on Instagram. I never like posts on Instagram. It's... I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I just watch them. I just watch them and I send them to people. But, like, does that count as human interaction? If I watch a meme where, like, someone's fucking rotoscope the guy going, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little baby, go to sleep, go to sleep, goo goo gaga time for you. Like, if I do that, right? Like, if I watch that video, does that count? Does my brain flag that as social interaction? Or, like, am I still... like, alone in there. Fundamentally, you know? Because, like, I could see the brain maybe, like, being like, yeah, that's a social. You were social by watching... But, like, in reality, I obviously fucking wasn't, right? Like, if I watch, like, the video of that guy kicking the rock until it's a circle, which it almost is, by the way, I just want to be clear, like, that rock is really fucking spherical now. Like, I think it's maybe got, like, a bit longer to go. But, like, I swear every time that thing pops up in my Instagram, it's even more spherical. Like, it's almost there in the grand scheme of things. Like, that rock is pretty fucking spherical by this point. Did pressing enter there try to reban someone, or what just happened there? Anyway, name suggestions for the Mudbray. Any name suggestions for the Mudbray? Or has anyone even noticed? I guess it depends on how locked in people are to my, like, whatever the fuck I'm saying right now. I thought of 3 different ways to describe it, but I'm not sure any of them really cut it well enough for what I'm talking about at this very moment in time. Some say he's still kicking it to this day. I mean, like, most people say that because he is still kicking that rock till it's spherical today. I watched a video on it yesterday, and I like Splat. And he was still kicking it yesterday, so I'm pretty sure he's still kicking it today, because he was quite adamant it wasn't spherical yet, even though it's really fucking getting there. You know? But, like, if you watch that, does that count as social stimulation for your brain? Or, like, are you still alone? I think that's, like, my question, right? Like, I feel like if I were allowed to, like, talk to people online, I like, maybe not, like, voice call them online, but, like, just talk to them, like, via messages and stuff. I feel like that might, like, work for my brain and be, like, you know, maybe not much social interaction. Maybe it, like, wouldn't be good for me all the same, but, like, it'd be better for me than just being alone in, like, the woods for a year, you know? There needs to be a place with no service. I don't think I'd be able to manage that, is I think maybe the one issue. That's actually a fair point, because people get parasocial, like, people get, like, parasocially attached to streamers, right? Because, like, they read out their names. Right? People are like, yeah, this guy's my, like, actual real-life friend. Just because they talk to them online. What do we name this Mudbray? I'd last at least 10 minutes, easy. I'd last... Okay, no, I'd last, like, 10 minutes. You give me, like, shit to do it, like, I'd be able to do shit, but, like, I'd say talking to people online counts as social. I'm not sure if a video counts, though. I don't know, because parasociality, like, it is anti-social socialness, right? Like, being parasocial with someone is like, that's, like, that is anti-social sociality, I'd say. Because you're not actually making friends with someone, but, like, your brain is telling you you're friends with the person, right? So it's kind of like this odd paradox where it's like both and neither at the same time. But technically it's not good for you, so I could see argument that you're allowed that. Anti-donk. Anti-donk. Why is this the anti-donk? It is, I've named it that, but I'm curious. Maybe it'd be easier to ego death in a cabin in the woods with no service, though, is, I guess, the fair point, you know? Because if, like, that's the end... I mean, I guess the end goal is maybe less ego death at this point as much as I want to come out fundamentally changed as a person. We're going to go back to talking about ego death, because that feels like more of a bit. But we're still going to talk about the cabin in the woods thing. I guess it doesn't need to be a cabin. I guess it could be like a concrete cube, you know? Like, because I feel like if you lived in like this... You asked me why I heard anti, then it hit you. The donkey hit you? That's really mean. Cabin core. Real and true. I fucking... Okay, we're pivoting away from ego death now because Felix has mentioned past life. And, yeah. No, I've only watched Scar and Etho's perspectives of that session so far. I'm gonna watch Grian's. But, like, I wanna watch Grian's still. But, what the fuck was that noise? Anyway, what was am I looking for? Yeah, no, so, I like that Cabin Core, while being one of the most dysfunctional groups, has slowly, like, slotted itself into functionality. I really hope Cabin Core are one of the last remaining groups on the server. To be fair, Ethos had, like, very toxic relationships with both of his last two teams, now that I think about it. Like, it's... not... I don't think Cabin Core's as toxic as... I can't remember the name of his, crew from Wildlife, but fucking Tango B-Dub's Etho was... that was, like, a group. That was a group of people. I'm low-key hoping the like, okay, no, so... I do agree with people who want Gem to win. I would be very on board with a Gem win. However, the Villies as an entity, I don't want to see succeed. You know? Like, if Gem did actually win this season, I'd be fine with it, you know? She deserves a W. However, I also don't want the Villies to win. I really want to see them crash and burn. Is my hot take. Because, like, they just straight up have the most lives at the moment. And also, even though they are entirely justified in turning on Etho, because Etho did kill Grian, I was still upset when they did. Entirely justified? Yes. Am I sad about it? Also, yes. It is funny to see Etho becoming isolated by the end of his little run, like by the end of the season, though. Etho, Cleo, or Big B would be nice for me. That's actually fair. I think seeing Big B win would be fun as well, actually. I kind of didn't say Cleo there. I'd be down for a Cleo win. I'm just not as invested in Cleo. They're cool. But, hey! Shiny Mudbray! Thunk. Alright, we're gonna need another Mudbray name. Felix, give me a word. Robber's named the last, like, 3 of these fuckers. Ochre. That's a good one. That's a good one, I like Ochre. But yeah, I don't know, I want to see Cabin Core succeed this time. It's really fun watching Etho team with Scar, is my hot take. Etho and Scar team is... That's a gold one for me. Like, I forgot that I'd even want that until it happened. Like, it's just a... Like, there are some good teams this season. Like, some seasons go by and I'm kind of, like, apathetic on most of the teams, you know? Sometimes, like, there's, like, a team of, like, 6 people, and I'm just like, okay, that's fine. You know? But, like, this time I'm like... The teams were all good, I think. There isn't, like, a team that I'm not, like... There's not, like, a team I'm, like, all that apathetic on this time around, you know? Like, all the groups are good. They've hit it out the park with their groups this time. Which is maybe a mean thing to say. But, But, like, I like that Green went in with a plan and fucking immediately grabbed Gem and Pearl. As if it was, like, some kind of race for, like, a rare resource. In the way that everyone races for sugarcane at the beginning of the life series. Green raced for Gem and Pearl, and I find that really funny. Then... What was it called? Brain. Then, I don't know, Cabin Core it just amuses me. I don't know what amuses me so much about Cabin Core. But it's how much of a mess it is, actually, now that I think about it for more than a second. It's how much of a mess it is. Like, I think Etho is the only person who hasn't killed a member of Cabin Core. You know? Like another one of his teammates. Which is funny because he is the one who actively severed a team by killing Green. It's funny because if he had... Yeah, I feel like I tend to be able to watch one person from each of them, except maybe the Pyramid guys, Rip Tango. Real true. I feel bad for Tango. He went out so early this time. Like, I think people have gone out in Session 5 before, but I feel like it's not at the beginning of Session 5, because that was genuinely within, like, half a fucking hour. Additionally, it wasn't even to a trap, it was just to a creeper. Also, I've seen people saying that he's the first red name to die. To die first. He's the first red name to die first. Don't rain again. Like, genuinely feel so bad. It's just a shame because unlike Wildlife, my beloved, he's not going to get the chance to come back. Like, I was very happy when Mumbo and Skiz got to come back as zombies. That was a good bit. That was a good bit. I do hope Mumbo's in the next season. Mumbo's always really funny to watch in the live series, I think. I was really happy that he had a bit of an appearance in this one. Because, like, I also want to see him team with more people. Like, we've not seen a Mumbo Scar team up yet, and I think I'd be obsessed with that. Like, I'd be a big fan of a Mumbo Scar team up. Music has stopped. That's not great. No, it hasn't. We're just on Minecraft music, which is kind of fitting. Right. I think I'll go on for a bit longer after this next sandwich, but not for too long. Not this next sandwich. After this sandwich is ended. There's not going to be another sandwich. This is the last sandwich. It's the final sandwich. But I'm interested to see how things start going as they get into the endgame here. Because Wildlife kind of worked with everyone on 6 lives. Because there was so much bullshit going on all the time that, like, people lost lives really quickly. Right? Like, more or less everyone lost a life during the snail episode, for example. But, like, this one, some people go, like, entire sessions without dying. Which is, like, why they brought the Boogeyman and the Secret Society in and stuff, but... I'm interested to see how we're going to be, like, going into, like... Because we're in the final couple of sessions. I think next session's the semi-final, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'd be surprised... Okay, I could see there being 3 sessions left. Arguably, I could see there being 3 sessions left. But, I don't know, my gut's saying 2. Because the next one's going to be, like, what, 119? And then if they go 5 after that, then they're on 1.24. Which I think is the whole we're going into the future thing that Grian mentioned at the beginning of the series. I wonder how I wonder how the viewers that aren't Felix feel when I go on to, like, a very impassioned Minecraft side tangent. You know? Because, like, it is only Felix who understands what I'm saying here. And maybe Felix thinks I'm full of shit. Maybe Felix hates every single take I have on the live series. But, I just ramble about this shit anyway. I yap. Yes, just stop watching, bro. Oh, shit. But, man, we're getting, like, we've gotten a fair few shinies today. I think this is, like, Gudra level. Kidding the library. Okay. I assumed that you were bitting. Mostly. There was a bit of doubt in my heart, but there's always doubt in my heart. My heart is full of doubt. My heart's so full of doubt, you could say I have doubt. No, you couldn't actually. I've changed my mind. I'm backpedaling on this one. Charger bug! But, ah, fuck. I'm gonna be interested to see in Legends ZA if the only way you get Megastones is through beating Rogue Megas. Because that seems to be the case for the Absolite, right? You get the Absolite for beating the Rogue Absol. I mean, no, there'll be a few that are side quest locked, surely. Surely. But I'm gonna be interested to see, like, in general, like, what, like, is it just you beat the Rogue Megas for the Mega Stones? Does that mean that they're not all, like, story progress specific and there are just other Rogue Megas around? I hope... I've always been a hoper, and I remain a hoper, that Mega Gyarados is going to be available early. It's crazy we're only 2 months off. Legends EA, in 2 months' time, will be released. We will... I might have beaten it by this time. Then. Or maybe I won't have. Who fucking knows, I don't. Low-key might do like a one last shiny thing where I just look for one last shiny, although this might take years, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe now that I'm locking into the one last shiny thing, I'm not going to find the one last shiny. I feel like that's a pretty classic situation, you know? But yeah, no, I hope Gyarados is early in the game, because I do want to use Mega Gyarados in the story. But I'm really, like, I feel like if there were going to be new Pokemon in ZA, they would have announced them already. I'm getting a gut feeling. And honestly, from the very little we've gotten announced, I have a different gut feeling that is, we will be getting, like, 9 new Megas, is my hot take. I think we're going to get, like, 9 new Megas. I don't think it's going to be many. I don't think it's going to be many at all. Like, I've been dwelling on it, and I don't think we're going to get all that many. We're going to get a nice handful, Mega Dragonite included, maybe for the Kalos starters as well, hopefully for the Kalos starters, but, like, I don't think we're going to get all that many. Because I think the main focus of the game is the new battle system, right? Like, we don't need 6 billion new Megas when every single new Pokemon is more or less being explored through a new lens in how they move around the battlefield rather than doing turn-based battles. Need Mega Delphox? I really fucking hope we get the Kalos Megas, but I guess we'll find out, eh? But, like, I guess we'll find out over the next month. I think if by the end of the next month we don't get, like, another big announcement for the game, then obviously they're going to keep their lips tight, and there'll be about 9 new Megas. Maybe in double digits, but, like, doubtfully above 20. Because, like, again, I feel like this was never really meant to be a game that was like, oh, wow, look at all the new Pokemon you can capture in this one, you know? I feel like it was always kind of meant to be a game that's like, okay, this is a Pokemon game set entirely within a city with a real-time battle system. Like, the USP of this game is that. Nothing insane or different. And that's slowly been, like, hitting me over the course of this game's hype cycle, which is fine. That's okay. They're allowed to do that. But I'm interested to see if we are going to get anything new and big. Because I don't think us not getting anything big in VGC was any kind of big revelation, honestly. Because Scarlet and Violet didn't really give us anything big during the VGC stuff either. Did we even get a new Pokemon during that? I think we only really got... We might have gotten Sylazar, actually, now that I think about it. There's a chance we got Sylazar. But the main thing they announced during that was a load of new battle items. In the Scarlet Violet hype cycle, it's just a bunch of new battle items for VGC. So, actually, it'd be quite interesting to see what they're going to announce in the VGC Championships next year, given that we're probably going to be in the run-up to Gen 10 by then, right? Like, again, I will be very surprised if Gen 10 isn't next year. I have a gut feeling, and it's a strong one, that next year we'll be seeing Generation 10. Because it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. It was funny, because I saw someone suggesting Kanto remakes again on Twitter the other day, and more or less all the comments were like, fuck off, no, we're not doing that. Which is like... Yeah, no, we're not going to Kanto again, bro. We're not. We don't need to. We don't need to go to Kanto again. I know there are a lot of Kanto blazers, but I will always stand my ground on the fact that Kanto is probably the worst region of Pokemon. And that's okay. It was the first region. It started everything off. I think maybe in some ways it's got some good region design. But, like, I think in others, every other region is better than it. In most other ways, every other region is better than it. Like, every fucking Kanto remake has just been, like, a load of grassland. Because that's all Kanto is a load of grassland. Johto at least has, like, a nice distinction where it's got a bit of varied biomage. Maybe not much. But I still say a firm bit. In a way, I feel like Kanto just kind of doesn't. And then... What's it called? Hoenn onwards, like, the regions are all actually interesting. Right? Like, Johto's interesting because of its lore, I'd say. But, like, other than that, it kind of does share a lot of the issues that Kanto has. IMO. But, like, Hoenn onwards, those are good regions. Like... Yeah. Hey, there we go. There we go. Final Mudbray. Any name suggestions for the final Mudbray? Because this is the last Mudbray of the stream. Any name suggestions for the last Mudbray of the stream? Now we're catching the last Mudbray of the stream. We got a fair gaggle of Mudbray today, which I'm quite chuffed by. I was a bit worried I'd get fucking loads, because I'm generally a bit apathetic on Mudbray, I'm going to be honest. Like, I like it, and I like Mudstale. And I feel like I used one once, but I genuinely can't remember that much. Like, I might have in my Ultra Moon Nuzlocke. Maybe I'll have to look back at some of the old VODs. But, yeah. Alright. I'm gonna name this guy Final. He's the last Mudbray. Boom. Naming master I am. Okay. The animal can evolve. We'll let animal evolve. Hopefully animal's the only one that actually evolves. Because I don't really want to have to go through like 7 evolutions, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, no, we're gonna have to go through more than one. Surely all 4 of them won't want to evolve. I do love Mudstale. Mudstale's fun. Mudstale, I'd be a fan of a Mudstale Mega. Is my hot take. I would be a fan of Mega Mudstale if we got Mega Mudstale. That's another shiny. Okay, so I've lied to you all, I'm gonna be honest. I've lied to you and betrayed you all. Because there's another fucking shiny over here. It also probably means we're about to get another bunch of Mudstale, because obviously we are, because this is going to give us experience when we catch this guy. But it seems that you guys are out of names, so that's on me to name this guy again, and that's fine, I can name this guy, but it's not going to be creative. Because we are going to name this fucking thing. Final _2. Bro's getting a file name at this point. I'm surprised we didn't get any more Mudstales there, I'm going to be honest. Oh, I guess this one also leveled up because it was level 61. Anyway. Oh wow, we're back to Mount Wario as well at the end of the stream. I think, okay, so we've got, what's that? 12, 18, 16. We got 16, which is more than we got of Sliggoo and Goodra. That's exciting, I think, in my opinion. That's quite exciting. But yeah, I guess I should have known that because I was meant to be counting, but I just kind of didn't. I'm going to end off there. I'm going to end off there for today. I hope you all enjoyed just... Still not doing good with words. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I certainly did. I'll be live again on Wednesday with some more Genshin Impact, and then Friday we'll be beating 1 billion Tinglu. That's right, 1 billion Tinglu. So make sure to stick around. Make sure to stick around for Friday for when we beat all those Tinglu. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I hope you all had a great time, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Goodbye and good night.